Hello, hello. Good afternoon. It's another wonderful spooky Monday. How are y'all doing? I'm doing all right. Florida's actually cold enough to where I can actually drink some hot chocolate, so there we go. So, normally we start off with the compilation, but you know what? I think I'm going to end with one of those. So, we're going to go to our first creepypasta, which is hey Erin, how you doing, honey? I see you, darling. Which is called The No End House. See if we can find some scary sounds. All right, here we go. All right, so we're going to start off with our creepy pasta, which you can find these in the description below. So if you want to go and read them at your own leisure, we can. And if we have some time before the end of the stream, usually I like to make these things usually around 2 hours or so. And if we have some time at the end of the stream, we'll go and look up the Life of Luxury. Still going. Oof. Seasonal bugs are terrible. Yuck. Right, I don't know what is going on with the chat boxes lately. Oh well, they're not showing. Oh well. Anyway, today's story that we're going to start out with is called The No End House. The No End House. Turn this down just a little bit. Alright, here we go. Alright, let me start by saying that Peter Terry was addicted to heroin. We were friends in college and continued to be after I graduated. Notice that I said I. He dropped out after about 2 years of barely cutting it. After I moved out of the dorms and into a small apartment, I didn't see Peter as much. We would talk online and then every now and then. AIM was the king in pre Facebook years. There was a period where he wasn't online for about 5 weeks straight. I wasn't worried. He was pretty notorious for ugh. He was a pretty notorious flake and drug addict, so I assumed he just stopped caring. Then one night I saw him log on. Before I could initiate a conversation, he sent me a message. David, man, we need to talk. That was when he told me about the No End House. I got the name because no one had ever reached the final exit. The rules are pretty simple and cliche. Reach the final room of the building, you win $500. There were 9 rooms in all. The house was located outside the city, roughly 4 miles from my house. Apparently, Peter had tried and failed. He was a heroin and who knows what the fuck else addict. So I figured the drugs got the best of him and he wigged out at a paper ghost or something. He told me it would be too much for anyone, that it was unnatural. I didn't believe him. I told him I would check it out the next night, and no matter how hard he tried to convince me otherwise, $500 sounded too good to be true. I had to go. I set out the following night. When I arrived, I immediately noticed there was something strange about the building. Have you ever seen or read something that shouldn't be scary, but for some reason chills crawl up your spine? I walked toward the building and the feeling of uneasiness only intensified as I opened the front door. My heart slowed and I let out a relieved sigh leave me as I entered. The room looked like a normal hotel lobby decorated for Halloween. A sign was posted in a place of a worker. It read, Room 1 this way. 8 more to follow. Reach the end and you win. I chuckled and made my way to the first door. The first area was almost laughable. The decor resembled the Halloween aisle of Kmart, complete with sheet ghosts and animatronic zombies that gave a static growl when you passed by. At the far end was an exit. It was the only door besides the one I entered through. I brushed through the fake spiderwebs and headed for the second room. I was greeted by fog as I opened the door to room 2. The room definitely upped the ante in terms of technology. Not only was there a fog machine, but a bat hung from the ceiling and flew in a circle. Scary. They seemed to have a Halloween soundtrack that one would find in a 99-cent store on loop somewhere in the room. I didn't see a stereo, but I guess they must have used a PA system. I stepped over a few toy rats that wheeled around and walked with a puffed chest across to the next area. I reached for the doorknob and my heart sank to my knees. I did not want to open that door. A feeling of dread hit me so hard I could barely even think. Logic overtook me for a few terrified moments, and I shook it off and entered the next room. Room 3 was where things began to change. On the surface, it looked like a normal room. There was a chair in the middle of the wood paneled floor. A single lamp in the corner did a poor job of lighting the area, casting a few shadows across the floor and walls. That was a problem. Shadows, plural. With the exception of the chairs, there were others. I had barely walked in the door and I was already terrified. It was at that moment that I knew something wasn't right. I didn't even think as I automatically tried to open the door I came through. It was locked from the other side. That set me off. Was someone locking the doors as I progressed? There was no way. I would have heard them. It was a mechanical lock that set automatically? Maybe, but I was too scared to really think. I turned back to the room and the shadows were gone. The chair shadow remained, but the others were gone. I slowly began to walk. I used to hallucinate when I was a kid, so I wrote off the shadows as a figment of my imagination. I began to feel better as I made it to the halfway point of the room. I looked down as I took my steps, and that's when I saw it, or didn't see it. My shadow wasn't there. I didn't have time to scream. I ran as fast as I could to the other door and flung myself without thinking into the room beyond. The fourth room was possibly the most disturbing. As I closed the door, all light seemed to be sucked out and put back into the previous room. I stood there, surrounded by darkness, not able to move. I'm not afraid of the dark and never have been, but I was absolutely terrified. All sight had left me. I held my hand in front of my face, and if I didn't know what I was doing, I would never have been able to tell. Darkness doesn't describe it. I couldn't hear anything. It was dead silence. When you're in a soundproof room, you can still hear yourself breathing. You can still hear yourself being alive. And I couldn't. I began to stumble forward after a few moments, my rapidly beating heart the only thing I could feel. There was no door in sight. Wasn't even sure there was one this time. The silence was then broken by a low hum. I felt something behind me. I spun around wildly, but I could barely even see my nose. I knew it was there, though. Regardless of how dark it was, I knew something was there. The hum grew louder, closer. It seemed to surround me, but I knew whatever was causing the noise was in front of me, inching closer. I took a step back. I had never felt that kind of fear. I can't really describe true fear. I wasn't even scared I was going to die. I was scared of what the alternative was. I was afraid of what this thing had in store for me. Then the lights flashed for a second and I saw it. Nothing. I saw nothing, and I know I saw nothing there. The room was again plunged into darkness, and the hum became a wild screech. I screamed in protest. I couldn't hear this goddamn sound for another minute. I ran backwards away from the noise and fumbled for the door handle. I turned and fell into the room 5. Before I can describe room 5, you have to understand something. I am not a drug addict. I have no history of drug abuse or any sort of psychosis short of the childhood hallucinations I mentioned earlier. And those were the only when I was really tired or just waking up. I entered the no end house with a clear head. After falling from the previous room, my view of room 5 was from my back, looking up at the ceiling. What I saw didn't scare me. It simply surprised me. Trees had grown into the room and towered above my head. The ceilings in this room were taller than the others, which made me think I was in the center of the house. I got up off the floor, dusted myself off, and took a look around. It was definitely the biggest room of them all. I couldn't even see the door from where I was. Various brush and trees must have it blocked from my line of sight with the exit. Up to this point, I figured the rooms were going to get scarier, but this was a paradise compared to the last room. I just assumed whatever was in this room, I just assumed whatever was in room 4 stayed back there. I was incredibly wrong. As I made my way deeper into the room, I began to hear what one would hear if they were in the forest. Chirping bugs, the occasional flap of birds seemed to be my only company in this room. That was the thing that bothered me the most. I heard the bugs and other animals, but I didn't see any of them. I began to wonder how big this house was. From the outside, when I first walked up to it, it looked like a regular house. It was definitely on the bigger side, but this was almost a full forest in here. The canopy covered my view of the ceiling, but I assumed it was still there, however high it was. I couldn't see any walls either. The only way I knew I was still inside was that the floor matched the other rooms, standard dark wood paneling. I kept walking, hoping that the next tree I passed would reveal the door. After a few moments of walking, I felt a mosquito flying on my arm. I shook it off and kept going. A second later, I felt about 10 more land on my skin at different places. I felt them crawl up and down my arms and legs, and a few made their way across my face. I flailed wildly to get them all off, but they just kept crawling. I looked down and let out a muffled scream. More of a whimper, to be honest. I didn't see a single bug. Not one bug was on me, but I could feel them crawl. I heard them fly by my face and sting my skin, but I couldn't see a single one. I dropped to the ground and began to roll wildly. I was desperate. I hated bugs, especially ones I couldn't see or touch. But these bugs could touch me and they were everywhere. I began to crawl. I had no idea where I was going. The entrance was nowhere in sight, and I still hadn't even seen the exit. So I just crawled, my skin wriggling with the presence of those phantom bugs. After what seemed like hours, I found the door. I grabbed the nearest tree and propped myself up, mindlessly slapping my arms and legs to no avail. I tried to run, but I couldn't. My body was exhausted from crawling and dealing with whatever it was that was on me. I took a few shaky steps to the door, grabbing each tree on the way for support. It was only a few feet away when I heard it, the low hum from before. It was coming from the next room, and it was deeper. I could almost feel it inside my body, like when you stand next to an amp at a concert. The feeling of the bugs on me lessened as the hum grew louder, and as I placed my hand on the doorknob, the bugs were completely gone, but I couldn't bring myself to turn the knob. I knew that if I let go, the bugs would return, and there was no way I could make it back to room 4. I just stood there, my head pressed against the door marked 6, my hand shakily grasping the knob. The hum was so loud I couldn't even hear myself pretend to think. There was nothing I could do but move on. Room 6 was next. Room 6 was hell. I closed the door behind me, my eyes held shut and my ears ringing. The hum was surrounding me. As the door clicked into place, the hum was gone. I opened my eyes and in surprise, and the door I'd shut was gone. It was just a wall now. I looked around in shock. The room was identical to room 3, same chair and lamp, but with the correct amount of shadows this time. The only real difference was that there was no exit door, and the one I had come through was gone. As I said before, I had no previous issues in terms of mental instability, but at that moment I fell into what I now know was insanity. I didn't scream. I didn't make a sound. At first, I scratched softly. The wall was tough, but I knew the door was there somewhere. I just knew it was. I scratched to where the doorknob was. I clawed at the wall frantically with both hands, my nails being filed down to the skin against the wood. I fell silently to my knees. The only sound in the room was the incessant scratching against the wall. I knew it was there. The door was there. I knew it was just there. I knew if I could just get past this wall. Are you all right? I jumped off the ground and spun in one motion. I leaned back against the wall behind me and I saw what it was that spoke to me. To this day, I regret ever turning around. It was a little girl. She was wearing a soft white dress that went down to her ankles. She had long blonde hair to the middle of her back and white skin and blue eyes. She was the most frightening thing I'd ever seen, and I know that nothing in my life will ever be as unnerving as what I saw in her. While looking at her, I saw something else. Where she stood, I saw what looked like a man's body, only larger than normal and covered in hair. He was naked from head to toe, but his head was not human and his toes were hooves. And it wasn't the devil, but at that moment it might as well be. The form had the head of a ram and the snout of a wolf, and it was horrifying, and it was synonymous with the little girl in front of me. They were the same form. I can't really describe it, but I saw them at the same time. They shared the same spot in that room, but it was like looking at two separate dimensions. When I saw the girl, I saw the form, and when I saw the form, I saw the girl. I couldn't speak. I could barely even see. My mind was revolting against what it was attempting to process. I'd been scared before in my life, but I had never, ever been more scared than when I was trapped in the fourth room. But that was before room 6. I stood there, staring at whatever it was that spoke to me. There was no exit. I was trapped here with it. Then it spoke again. David, you should have listened. When it spoke, I heard the words of the little girl, but the other form spoke through my mind in a voice I won't attempt to describe. There was no other sound. The voice just kept repeating that sentence over and over in my mind, and I agreed. I didn't know what to do. I was slipping into madness. I couldn't take my eyes off of what was in front of me. I dropped to the floor, thought I'd passed out. The room wouldn't let me. I just wanted it to end. I was on my side, my eyes wide open and the form staring down at me. Scurrying across the floor in front of me was one of the battery-powered rats from the second room. The house was toying with me, but for some reason, seeing that rat pulled my mind back from whatever depths it had headed. It was headed, and I looked around the room. I was getting out of here. I was determined to get out of that house and live and never think about this place again. I knew this room was hell, and I wasn't ready to take up a residency. First, it was just my eyes that moved. I searched the walls for any kind of opening. The room wasn't that big, so it didn't take long to soak up the entire layout. The demon taunted me, the voice growling louder as the form stayed rooted where it stood. I placed my hand on the floor, lifted myself up on all fours, and turned to scan the wall behind me. Then I saw something I couldn't believe. The form was now right at my back, whispering into my mind how I shouldn't have come. I felt its breath on the back of my neck, but I refused to turn around. A large rectangle was scratched into the wood, with a small dent chipped away in the center of it. Right in front of my eyes, I saw the large 7 I had mindlessly etched into the wall. I knew what it was. Room 7 was just beyond that wall where room 5 was moments ago. Don't know how I had done it. Maybe it was just my state of mind at the time. But I had created the door. I knew I had. In my madness, I had scratched into the wall what I needed the most, an exit to the next room. Room 7 was close. I knew the demon was right behind me, but for some reason it couldn't touch me. I closed my eyes and placed both hands on the large 7 in front of me. I pushed. I pushed as hard as I could. The demon was now screaming in my ear. It told me I was never leaving. It told me that this was the end, but I wasn't going to die. I was going to live there in room 6 with it. I wasn't. I pushed and screamed at the top of my lungs. I knew I was going to push through the wall eventually. I clenched my eyes shut and screamed, and the demon was gone. I was left in silence. I turned around slowly and was greeted by the room as it was when I had entered. Just a chair and a lamp. I couldn't believe it, but I didn't have time to well. I turned back to the 7 and jumped back slightly. What I saw was a door. It wasn't the one I had scratched in, but a regular door with a large number 7 on it. My whole body was shaking. It took me a while to turn the knob. I just stood there for a while, staring at the door. I couldn't stay in room 6. I couldn't. But if this was only room 6, I couldn't imagine what 7 had in store. I must have stood there for an hour, just staring at the 7. Finally, with a deep breath, I twisted the knob and opened the door to room 7. I stumbled through the door, mentally exhausted and physically weak. The door behind me closed and I realized where I was. I was outside. Not outside like room 5, but actually outside. My eyes stung. I wanted to cry. I fell to my knees and tried, but I couldn't. I was finally out of hell. I didn't even care about the prize that was promised. I turned and saw that the door I just went through was the entrance. I walked to my car and drove home, thinking of how nice a shower sounded. And as I pulled up to my house, I felt uneasy. The joy of leaving No End House had faded, and dread was slowly building in my stomach. I shook it off as residual from the house and made my way to the front door. I entered and immediately went up to my room. There in my bed was my cat, Baskerville. He was the first living thing I had seen all night, and I reached to pet him. He hissed and swiped at my hand. I recoiled in shock, as he never acted like that. I thought, whatever. He's an old cat. I jumped in the shower and got ready for what I was expecting to be a sleepless night. After my shower, I went to the kitchen to make something to eat. I descended the stairs and turned into the family room. And what I saw would forever be burned in my mind, however. My parents were lying on the ground, naked and covered in blood. They were mutilated and near unidentifiable states. Their limbs were removed and placed next to their bodies, and their heads were placed on their chests facing me. The most unsettling part was their expressions. They were smiling, so they were happy to see me. I vomited and sobbed there in the family room. I didn't know what had happened. They didn't even live with me at the time. I was a mess. And then I saw it. A door that was never there before. A door with a large number 8 scrawled on it in blood. I was still in the house. I was standing in my family room, but I was in room 7. The faces of my parents smiled wider as I realized this. They weren't my parents. They couldn't be, but they looked exactly like them. The door marked 8 was across the room, behind the mutilated bodies in front of me. I knew I had to move on, but at that moment I gave up. The smiling faces tore into my mind, grounded me where I stood. I vomited again and nearly collapsed. Then the hum returned. It was louder than ever, and it filled the house and shook the walls. The hum compelled me to walk. I began to walk slowly, making my way closer to the door and the bodies. I could barely stand, let alone walk. And the closer I got to my parents, the closer I came to suicide. The walls were now shaking so hard, it seemed as though they were going to crumble. Still, the faces smiled at me. As I inched closer, their eyes followed me. I was now between the two bodies, a few feet away from the door. The dismembered hands clawed their way across the carpet towards me, all white, all while the faces continued to stare. New terror washed over me, and I walked faster. I didn't want to hear them speak. I didn't want the voices to match those of my parents. They began to open their mouths, and the hands were inches from my feet. In a dash of desperation, I lunged toward the door, threw it open, and slammed it behind me. Room 8. I was done. After what I just experienced, I knew there wasn't anything else this fucking house could throw at me that I couldn't live through. There was nothing short of the fires of hell that I wasn't ready for. Unfortunately, I underestimated the abilities of No End House. Unfortunately, things got more disturbing, more terrifying, more unspeakable in room 8. I still have trouble believing what I saw in room 8. Again, the room was a carbon copy of rooms 3 and 6, but sitting in the usually empty chair was a man. After a few seconds of disbelief, my mind finally accepted the fact that the man sitting in the chair was me, not someone who looked like me. It was David Williams. I walked closer. I had to get a better look, even though I was sure of it. He looked up at me, and I noticed tears in his eyes. Please, don't do it. Please don't hurt me. What? I asked. Who are you? I'm not going to hurt you. Yes, you are. He was sobbing now. You're going to hurt me, and I don't want you to. He sat in the chair with his legs up and began rocking back and forth. It was actually pretty pathetic looking, especially since he was me, identical in every way. Listen, who are you? I was now only a few feet from my doppelganger. It was the weirdest experience yet, standing there talking to myself. I wasn't scared, but I would be soon. Why are you? You're going to hurt me. You're going to hurt me. If you want to leave, you're going to hurt me. Why are you saying this? Just calm down, all right? Let's try and figure this. And then I saw it. The David sitting down was wearing the same clothes as me, except for a small red patch on his shirt embroidered with the number 9. You're going to hurt me. You're going to hurt me. You're going to hurt me. Please, don't, please. You're going to hurt me. My eyes didn't leave that small number on his chest. I knew exactly what it was. The first few doors were plain and simple, but after a while they got a little more ambiguous. 7 was scratched into the wall, but with my own hands. 8 was marked in the blood above the bodies of my parents. But 9, this number was on a person, a living person. Worse still, it was on a person who looked exactly like me. David? I had to ask. Yes. You're going to hurt me. You're going to hurt me. He continued to sob. He answered to David. He was me, right down to the voice. But that 9. I paced around for a few minutes while he sobbed in the chair. The room had no door, and similarly to room 6, the door I came through was gone. For some reason, I assumed that scratching would get me nowhere this time. I studied the walls and floor around the chair, sticking my head underneath and seeing if anything was below. Unfortunately, there was. Below the chair was a knife. Attached was a tag that read, "To David," from management. The feeling in my stomach as I read that tag was something sinister. I wanted to throw up, and the last thing I wanted to do was remove that knife from under the chair. The other David was sobbing uncontrollably. My mind was spinning into an attic of unanswerable questions. Who put this here? Sorry, that was my phone. Turn that off. Who put this here, and how did they get my name? Not to mention the fact that as I knelt on the cold wood floor, I also saw in that chair, sobbing in protest of being hurt by myself. It was too much to process. The house and the management had been playing with me this whole time. My thoughts for some reason turned to Peter and whether or not he got this far. If he did, if he met a Peter Terry sobbing in this very chair, rocking back and forth. I shook those thoughts out of my head. They didn't matter. I took the knife from under the chair and immediately the other David went quiet. David, he said in my voice, what do you think you're going to do? I lifted myself up from the ground and clenched the knife in my hand. I'm going to get out of here. David was still sitting in the chair, though he was very calm now. He looked up at me with a slight grin. I couldn't tell if he was going to laugh or strangle me. Slowly he got up from the chair and stood facing me. It was uncanny. His height and even the way he stood matched mine. I felt the rubber hilt of the knife in my hand and gripped it tighter. I didn't know what I was planning on doing with it, but I had a feeling I was going to need it. Now, his voice was slightly deeper than my own. I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to hurt you, and I'm going to keep you here. I didn't respond. I just lunged and tackled him to the ground. I had mounted him and looked down, knife poised and ready. He looked up at me, terrified. It was like looking in a mirror, and then the hum returned, low and distant, though I still felt it deep in my body. David looked up at me as I looked down at myself. The hum was getting louder, and I felt something inside me snap. With one motion, I slammed into the knife. I slammed the knife into the patch on his chest and ripped down. Blackness fell on the room, and I was falling. The darkness around me was like nothing I had experienced up to that point. Room 4 was dark, but didn't come close to what was completely engulfing me. I wasn't even sure if I was falling after a while. I felt weightless, covered in dark. Then a deep sadness came over me. I felt lost, depressed, suicidal. The sight of my parents entered my mind. I knew it wasn't real, but I had seen it, and the mind has trouble differentiating between what is real and what isn't. The sadness only deepened. I was in room 9 for what seemed like days. The final room. And that's exactly what it was. The end. The no-end house had an end, and I had reached it. And at that moment, gave up. I knew I would be in that in-between state forever, accompanied by nothing but darkness. Not even the hum was there to keep me sane. I had lost all senses. I couldn't feel myself. I couldn't hear anything. The sight was completely useless here. I searched for a taste in my mouth and found nothing. I felt disembodied and completely lost. I knew where I was. This was hell. Room 9 was hell. And then it happened. A light. One of those stereotypical lights at the end of the tunnel. I felt the ground come up from below me, and I was standing. After a moment or two of gathering my thoughts and senses, I walked toward that light. As I approached the light, it took form. It was a vertical slit down the side of an unmarked door. I slowly walked through the door, found myself back where I'd started. The lobby of No End House. It's exactly as I had left it. Still empty, still decorated with childish Halloween decorations. After everything that happened that night, I was still wary of where I was. After a few moments of normalcy, I looked around the place, trying to find anything different. On the desk was a plain white envelope with my name handwritten on it. Immensely curious, still cautious, I mustered up the courage to open the envelope. Inside was a letter, again handwritten. David Williams, congratulations! You made it to the end of No End House. Please accept this prize as a token of your great achievement. Yours forever, Management. With the letter were $500 bills, and I couldn't stop laughing. I laughed for what seemed like hours. I laughed as I walked out to my car and laughed as I drove home. I laughed as I pulled into my driveway. And I laughed as I opened my front door to my house and laughed as I saw the small 10 etched into the wood. And there you have it. We've reached the end. Much like David, we've reached the end of No End House. So now we will be continuing on to watching the creepy TikTok compilations. Hope you guys are ready. Whenever that's over, we will have our next creepypasta, which is called the cell phone game. Now, this is a pretty long one, guys, so prepare your butts. But let's get over to watching the haunted TikToks, shall we?
Alright, and you see this thing?
Yeah, it's still there.
Okay. What's happening with the lights? Because I'm
The lights
down
are
the hallway, and I can't see, like, I literally see nothing.
the lights are off right now. Oh, it just moved. It just moved.
No, it did not.
It just moved. It just moved.
I just heard a weird fucking noise. Please don't tell me that as you said that.
Dude, it just moved.
Are you okay, Gloria? Do you need some help? Do you want to go into the living room? Come on then. Oh, sorry, Piper. You okay? It's okay. Oh my god. You want to come in here?
But if you close your emotional damage, emotional damage, emotional damage, emotional damage.
Come on, guys. You gotta expect at least one little troll video from me in these things.
And what?
Alright, guys. Let's get back to the creepypasta, shall we? Alright, so next on our list that we're going to be reading, it's called The Cell Phone Game. Like I said, this is going to be a pretty long one, so hope you got some snacks. Hope you got something to drink. I will be expecting a full snack and drink report down in the comments below. So let's get started, shall we? This one is called The Cell Phone Game. Howdy. You can call me Jack. That's not my real name, but that's what I'll go by for now. I reckon the time to tell you my story has come. Believe it or not, but here it is. I suggest you take away the lessons it teaches, even if you dismiss all of it as bullshit like 98% of the other stories on the internet. But here's more truth in this story than any one of you could know. Now, I've been in the high school for 3 years, but that's when this particular event takes place, so I'm going to have to wind my clock back a little here to tell you the story. Originally, from my first 2.5 years of high school, I attended a school in the deep southern part of America, close to the Gulf, Florida, or maybe Louisiana, who knows. We had all kinds of ghost stories growing up, and if there was one lesson our super conservative parents taught us, it was this: don't go fooling around in things you don't understand. Now, I was really unpopular at my high school in the South. My first 2 years of high school were a real pain because I was a big dork and everyone made fun of me. I was a loner, and all I really did in class was play my Game Boy all day before rushing home to play an MMO I was addicted to, World of Warcraft. All that changed during my junior year, when my mother's job moved us out west. I started to attend a little Catholic high school with no more than around 250 students. It was at this time that I finally started to fit in and make friends. No one out here knew of how much of a dork I was, and I opted to hide my power level, as they say on the A board. And I try to make friends for once in my life. Who knows? Maybe I could even get a cute girlfriend if I was careful. I started to meet people at school. At school, at a school that small, you end up knowing everyone in your class. My first day, I made a new friend named Sam, and at lunch I opted to sit with him and his friends. He told me all about the other kids at school, who was the most popular, who the jocks were, so on and so forth. He introduced me to his friends too. Jim, a big jovial fellow who tipped the scales at 300 pounds, Vogelman, our table's resident computer nerd and hacker, and Thomas, a musician who played the electric guitar. I also met Stephanie, the school's resident spunky Asian girl. Some of the guys said she could be a bitch, but she seemed cool enough. She was into gaming and never messed with any of us. She even seemed to think I was funny, so maybe that's why she started to call me at home after school on some days. Sam told me all kinds of stories about her, like how she used to make snacks for guys at the school, but then sprinkle Viagra all over them or pour laxatives into them, so that anyone who ate it would suffer the brunt of her painful and arguably cruel joke. I just chuckled to myself and politely refused whenever she offered me anything. Then there's Rottenbacher. His real name was Jason, but everyone always called him Rottenbacher, or the Kraut, because he was a hardcore Nazi. He was an outcast and a loner. No one wanted to be associated with him. Every day he'd wear a red swastika armband to school, just beneath his jacket where the teachers couldn't see. But whenever he'd get hot and slip it off, or whenever he was changing in the locker room, he'd be wearing the Nazi armband. Furthermore, on Halloween and on school costume event days, when he knew he could get away with it, Rottenbacher always wore an entire replica of an SS uniform, like the Gestapo wear, with the black hat and long boots. He was a mean and angsty son of a bitch. Whenever anyone told a teacher about him or asked him about the Nazi stuff, he'd shout racial or ethnic slurs at them, cuss them out, and yell, "Heil Hitler!" Furthermore, one peculiar thing that caught my eye was that I couldn't help but notice that Rottenbacher always walked with a slight limp, like he was in pain. Sam told me that somebody once saw him tightening a barbed silice in the locker room, like the ones the Catholic priests wear to punish themselves for their sins. And it was a Catholic school, so I, like most people, assumed at the time that maybe he just wore the cilice because he's a devout Christian. It was kind of strange for a hardcore Hitler lover like Rottenbacher, but it was high school and none of us preferred to think too much about stuff like that. After he got done introducing me to everyone, Sam told me about the school's old stories, including an urban legend circulated about Kaylee, a girl that died mysteriously after playing some sort of cell phone game. Sure enough, He could point out the girl in the yearbook to me, and everyone recalled that the police had declared her missing under mysterious circumstances. She was presumed dead almost immediately thereafter. If you asked anyone exactly what happened, no one could tell you a damn thing. They always just said it was because she played the cell phone game. Sam, Stephanie's the cute, mischievous Asian, Rottenbacher, the self-torturing Nazi, cell phone game, the police's investigation of a teen's disappearance. All these people and events were about to come together to drag me into something in which I wanted no part. It wouldn't even be until over 2 years later that I finally understood how and why everything went down just the way that it did. Anyway, the last half of junior year came and went, and the long summer passed us all by in what seemed like a heartbeat. It was finally time to begin our last year of high school. Everyone went back for the new school year, pumped to start the laziest and most fun year of our high school lives. Even Rottenbacher, still limping around the school in that barbed cilice, still spouting his Nazi garbage every time someone decided to mess with him. The year started out eerily quiet. Word was that 2 more cell phone game related disappearances had happened over the summer, and that one boy and one girl from another high school, and that the police were investigating a possible serial killer. According to the paper, the only common link the police found was that every person who disappeared had received a message that read, "Welcome to the game." None of the text messages had been sent from the same cell phone, so this evidence had been dismissed as circumstantial. For me, things weren't half bad. It was this year when I finally started to open up more as a person. I had made a good circle of friends who I trusted and felt more calm about being myself at this point. Gradually, I started to fit in more and more, and pretty soon, I was pretty popular in certain circles. Stephanie liked to hang around me more and more because of how funny she thought my jokes were. Before long, one day, which I still remember as one of the happiest of my life, she came to me in the middle of campus after school, looked up at me with this beautiful Asian eyes and that long, dark black hair and a smile to die for. She asked me right then and there, "Jack, will you go out with me?" I laughed, ran, and jumped for joy. "Of course I will," I said, and danced around with her there in front of everyone. I finally had a girlfriend. I still remember that as one of the happiest days of my entire life, if not the happiest. We went on dates, we hung out after school, and she even started to eat lunch with Sam, Jim, Vogelman, and I every day. Maybe I wouldn't have been so happy if I had known what was going to happen next. It was one day at lunch when she was sitting with us, when she mentioned that while sleeping over with her friends one night, they had stayed up late with some girls from another high school talking about the cell phone game. She said that these girls knew all about the rules of the game and that they explained it all to her in great detail. Supposedly, you can join the game at any time by sending a text message at midnight to the right phone number. The text message was supposed to say, "I wish for the power to curse." If you did it right, you get a message that said, "Welcome to the game." And supposedly, this was the reason they had given for why the police found that message on the phones of everyone that had disappeared. Stephanie wanted to talk about the game. We all listened attentively to what she was saying. She told us that once someone was in the game, they were in danger. Within 2 weeks, they had to complete one of a number of different tasks, or else they would be dragged away in the night. And I stopped her right there. "Dragged away? By what? To where?" She got silent for a moment. "I don't know," she whispered before continuing her story. She said that in order to protect oneself from being dragged away, you could do one of two things. The first was to find a special protective item. The item could be anything. You never knew what it was going to be, but it seemed that whatever the item was, it would make the bearer suffer in some way. This was considered a small price to pay in return for protection, as long as you wore the item. The second way was to bring someone else into the game. This could be done by sending the text message, "Welcome to the game," to someone else's cell phone. If someone received the text message from someone else who was in the game, And that meant that this person was now in the game too, and subject to all the same rules and consequences of the game. If the person didn't find a protective item themselves or bring another person in the game, then they too would be dragged away. The catch about the second was this. While the protective item, if found, could protect you indefinitely so long as you kept it with you, bringing someone else into the game would only buy you a temporary grace period. The first time you brought someone into the game, you get a 2-week extension. Then, only 1 week. Eventually, the grace period would get shorter and shorter until you barely bought yourself any time at all by bringing someone else in the game. By that time, you needed to have found your protective item. Even though I'd always been something of an X-board file, I didn't like hearing her talk about the stuff, so I told her it was a bunch of nonsense. You really think so? She asked. If it's true, that explained what the police found. And imagine how cool that would be if you were able to curse anyone who messed with you by bringing them into the game. You can get rid of anyone and no one would ever know. And there was an edge in her voice that I'd never heard before from Stephanie. She almost sounded intoxicated at the thought of it. Truth be told, it scared me a little. Don't go talking like that, I told her. Stuff like that's beyond people like you and me. You shouldn't go messing with stuff like that. What if you got involved in it and then it turned out to be true? What would I do if something happened to you? Promise me you won't go messing around with that stuff. She gave me a funny look. I never thought you would be the kind of person to be scared of silly things like this, Jack. Well, I don't think it's right to mess around in stuff you don't understand, you know? I gave her a concerned look. Now promise you stuff. Promise you won't go and try it. She sighed in annoyance. Fine, fine. I won't play the scary cell phone game. Are you happy now? I told her I was, but the truth be told, I was scared. I didn't believe her. And all the time I'd known her, I'd never seen her betray anyone or sleep around or anything. But she'd always been a trickster or a liar, and would lie to anyone about anything if it got her head without hurting anyone else. But to be honest, I always thought that was kind of cute and just accepted it as one of her quirks. But this time it was serious. So, a few days later, when she came back and told us she had joined the cell phone game, I was pissed. What were you thinking, Stephanie? You promised me you wouldn't do that. Yeah, I know. But it's not any big deal. I've already got it all planned out. Besides, if it's true and it works, it's too good of an opportunity to pass up. She held up her cell phone. Look, she said giddily. A text message was open on the screen which read, Welcome to the game. Kind of freaky, huh? I got it just after I sent a text at midnight, just like the girl said. My jaw dropped. I was speechless and scared stiff. This game couldn't be real, could it? Stephanie, if this is real, then you're in danger now. You've only got 2 weeks to find a protective item. I know. That's why I sent the text to Rebecca. I'm going to find out if it's true or not. Hit the roof. You did what? Stephanie, if this is real, then that makes you as good as a murderer. You cursed Rebecca. Now she could die because of you. Relax, Jack. I don't actually believe any of this stuff. And even if I did, Rebecca's always been a big-time bitch. It's not like she doesn't have it coming anyway. She giggled that same mischievous giggle of hers that I always love. But this time I wasn't loving any part of it. A couple of weeks passed and nothing happened. But then, one day, Rebecca didn't show up at school. Lunchtime, Stephanie was sitting around with us as usual when the assistant principal came to talk to all of us with a megaphone. May I have your attention, please? Everyone got silent. The police have reported that one of your fellow students, Rebecca, has gone missing. Stephanie's golden skin turned white. She froze. Her parents are very worried about her. If you know anything about this, please come and talk to me after school. That is all. Stephanie, I whispered. I was very afraid for her. I was afraid of what she might do. She looked at me and said, Don't say anything. Just don't. She got up and bolted from the lunchroom. I chased after her. Stephanie, what are you doing? She kept jogging away from me, her cell phone out. Don't try to stop me, Jack. If I'm going to survive, I'm going to need more time. I can get another week if I curse someone else. and that'll give me 3 weeks to find it. Stephanie, listen to yourself. Who are you going to curse? You'd kill someone else just for a little extra time? Look at what's happened to you. She started to cry. I know, damn it. But I know who I'm going to curse. And no one's going to miss them, I promise. Stephanie, that's not right. You can't do it. No one deserves this. Let me help you. We can find the protective object together. She turned and showed me her cell phone. Her text outbox had a message which read, Welcome to the game. She had sent it to Rottenbacher. I started to weep. I grabbed onto her tightly as I could. Stephanie, I love you. I'm so sorry. This isn't right. None of this is right. She held on to me and began to cry deeply as well. We held each other there for nearly an hour like that. I still remember it like it was yesterday. Then, that night before we went home, we both resolved we'd start looking for a protective item the next day. And the next day, I was walking with Stephanie along the track after school when Rottenbacher approached us with his cell phone. He was furious. He held it up to her face. Is this your idea of a joke, you stupid slant-eyed bitch? Truth be told, I felt Rottenbacher had the right to be a little angry. Sure, he was a Nazi pervert freak, but with all the whispers of murder going around, I can imagine anyone being angry getting a text like that. But even so, I wasn't about to let anyone talk to my girl that way. Hey, buddy, watch your mouth. That's no way to talk to a lady. Lady? Rottenbacher shouted. This fucking slut is not a lady. She's just a bitch, and she tried to kill me. But you killed that other girl too, didn't you? Rebecca? She's missing because of you, isn't she? Excuse me. Stephanie began to cry again. I pulled my arm back and punched as hard as I could at Rottenbacher's face. He stumbled backwards a few steps and grabbed at his lip, from which trickled a little stream of blood. But he kept his composure. I halfway expected him to swing back at me, but he just stood there. After a moment, he spoke. You don't get it, do you, Stephanie? I'm already in the game. I always have been. I know the fucking score. But unlike you, I never cursed anyone. Bullshit, I said. If that's true, then how are you still... Suddenly I remembered the cilice that Rottenbacher wore around his leg that caused him to limp in agony, and what Stephanie told me at lunch. Whenever a new protective item was discovered, whatever it was, it would cause its bearer to suffer. A protective item? You have one! Stephanie's eyes lit up. It was clear that she had realized the same thing that I had. Rottenbacher smirked. That's right. So I just figured your girlfriend better know that she didn't get any additional time for trying to curse me. I've already been there and done that. Sorry. Stephanie looked up at him with fear in her eyes. Days passed, try as we might. Steffi and I couldn't find anything that would qualify as a protective item. We were approaching the 2-week deadline, and she was looking more and more scared by the day. Her hair was a mess. Her usually bubbly personality was glum and distraught. She stared off into space during classes and prayed constantly. After that 2-week deadline passed, we were both terrified. She came to me at school and said, Jack, I want you to sleep with me tonight. Stay with me all night. Don't let it get you. I couldn't refuse. I showed up at her house late that night and came in through her window. We slept together. It was bittersweet. She went to sleep holding me, but I lay awake most of the night watching and waiting, until I finally fell asleep around 4:30 in the morning from sheer exhaustion. The next day I woke up and all I could think was, Stephanie! I looked around frantically. She wasn't in the bed next to me. Stephanie! I said louder as I climbed out of the bed and began to search for her. I walked into her kitchen. Don't be so loud, a voice said. It was Stephanie's. I turned around to see her sitting at a round table in the kitchen. She was smiling and seemed as giddy as ever. I breathed a sigh of relief. My parents have already gone to work, but I don't want the neighbors to get suspicious and say something. I wept with relief. It was over and she was safe. Nothing had come for her. I ran across the kitchen floor and hugged her, kissed her all over. Everything was perfect. for 2 weeks. Then I came to school one day and 9 of our classmates had disappeared, including Sam. Everyone was in an uproar. No one knew what had happened to them or where they had gone. And no one except for me and the person who had done it, Stephanie. If the amount of time extended was halved each time you brought someone into the game, the 9 people should have bought her just over 2 weeks, which meant that her time would be running out again tonight. I confronted her about it after school. Stephanie, the police are getting suspicious. I can't do this anymore. I can't watch you do this anymore. It's wrong. It's evil. She looked at me silently. I still remember the look in her eyes that day. At this point, it had become clear to me that the girl I had known and loved was long gone, and all that remained was a soulless, wicked shell which clung to life and feared death more than anything. But even so, I still loved her more than anything. She was my first and only girlfriend, and I couldn't let her go. I couldn't let anything happen to her. It's okay, she said. I won't do it anymore. I've accepted what I need to do, and I'm going to do it. No one else is going to die because of me. Stephanie, are you sure? Maybe we can still find a protective item if we look now. She looked down sadly. There's no use in running from it now. I just want to spend the night with you tonight, okay? One more night together. That's all I want. I was heartbroken. Everything was too melodramatic and too melancholic. I was so sad hearing her words. I thought of her being taken away. I threw up. I vomited and retched over and over again into a nearby garbage can, trying to fight back the endless stream of tears. That night, she slept with me again. Sick, weak, and tired, I passed out from pure exhaustion at 3 a.m. In less than an hour, though, I woke with a start. Stephanie was gone. I sat up and looked around in terror, and I found a note. I read it. Jack, I'm sorry for lying to you again, but I'm not ready to die yet. A chill went down my spine. I continued to read. I figured out what I needed to do. Don't worry, as I promised, no one else is going to die because of me. What could she be thinking? I looked around my room, and suddenly I noticed that the 45 caliber pistol my father had bought me for my 18th birthday was missing from my room. Everything made perfect sense. That's why she wanted to spend the night with me tonight. She wanted the gun. She was planning to go after Rottenbacher and take his protective item. As fast as I could, I threw on some clothes and bolted for my truck. I sped off to Rottenbacher's apartment. When I got there, the lock had been shot off and there were voices inside. I pushed the door open. What's going on here? I demanded. I looked around. Stephanie was holding Rottenbacher at gunpoint with my 45. The apartment walls were covered with pictures of Adolf Hitler and swastika banners. There were whips and chains scattered around the bedroom floor. Rottenbacher was stomping around in long sleeve pajamas, cursing at her in his typical neo-Nazi form, screaming at her about home invasion and calling the police and this and that. He was even wearing that stupid Nazi armband. It was obvious this guy was a lunatic fanatic. Stephanie screamed at him, Shut the fuck up! She fired around at the wall behind him and winced. I remember my ears ringing from the loudness of the gunshot and a sharp pain in my inner ear, but I was too tense to worry about it at that moment. Now give me that barbed torture thing you're always wearing, or I'll kill you right now. Her voice was all malice. Rottenbacher stood in place for a moment and slowly began to remove his pajama leggings. You're making a big mistake, he said. You should accept the way things are and die with dignity. You're not going to get away with this. He removed the cilice from his leg, which trickled a small amount of blood, and handed it to her. Immediately, she slipped it onto her own leg with one hand, fumbling with my pistol as she tightened it until it hurt, and her leg began to bleed a little. Let's go, Jack, she whispered and turned to leave. Started to walk out with her. From the apartment, I heard Rottenbacher shouting, You won't get away with this! He's going to come for you! He's going to drag you off to hell for what you've done! You're going to pay for all those kids! I could see that she was sobbing a little as we walked away. I was sick. I was disgusted with everything. I was disgusted with Stephanie for being so cruel and selfish, and I was disgusted for myself for seeing all of this and seeing the signs and not doing anything to stop it. But at least now it would be over. As we walked back to my truck, I said a small prayer for Rottenbacher in hopes that he would find a new protective item within 2 weeks. He may have been a racist bastard, but in a way, he was still better than Stephanie for what he said about never cursing anyone else was true, and he didn't deserve to die just for that. I drove Stephanie home. She was exhausted. I would have given her a kiss on the cheek, but I was too sick and just wanted the whole ordeal to be over. Good night, I whispered to her. Good night, Jack. I love you, she whispered back, and climbed out of my truck and went back to her house. I started to drive home, exhausted from the day's events. Suddenly, my cell phone began to vibrate. I picked it up. It was a call from Stephanie. I answered. Hello? The first thing I heard was a shriek, followed by what sounded like the noise of pounding at her door. Jack, help! He's here! He's here! And he's coming for me! What? Hold on, Steph. I pulled a U-turn in my truck and sped off back towards her home. Stephanie was becoming frantic. Suddenly, I had her into the line. I heard the sound of her door being bashed in, followed by another shriek. I could hear Stephanie screaming at the top of her lungs, a hideous, blood-curdling scream. I still remember every moment of it perfectly. I remember her screams word for word. No, no, I don't want to die. Adrenaline surged through my heart and I floored the accelerator. No, 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 stop! She screamed again and I heard what sounded like the phone hitting the floor and Stephanie's screams getting further and further away. And then, dead air. Stephanie? Stephanie! Answer me, damn it! Getting no response, I hung up and called the police. When I arrived at Stephanie's house, the front door had been smashed in. I parked my car on her lawn and jumped out, carrying my .45 caliber pistol with me. I ran inside, searching the halls. Everything was in slow motion. Then I came to Stephanie's bedroom. I turned on the light and checked all the corners with my pistol leading the way. At length, I lowered the gun as something caught my eye in the center of the room. Stephanie's cell phone lay next to her bed. In the middle of the room, in the carpet, was a very small patch of blood. It wasn't more than a few drops, but the most chilling sight of all was that it was from the edge of her bed to the door of her room, which led into the hall, was a trail of claw marks that she had left as something or someone dragged her away to her doom. I couldn't take it anymore. I turned and left her room. On the way out, I couldn't help but notice that she had torn out most of her fingernails clawing at the carpet, and that they lay scattered near the trails her fingers had left. I went out into the street and threw up again. I could hear the sirens coming in the distance. Days passed, then weeks, then months. The police did investigations. They questioned me time and time again, and every time my stories were all the same. I told them the truth as I knew it, as unbelievable as it was. I don't think they believed me, but all the evidence supported my story, and there was nothing to implicate me in any of the crimes. So at length they had to let me go. Things gradually went back to normal. Our classes eventually recovered from the losses of so many of our classmates, and over time my mind kind of accepted what had happened until it seemed like a distant dream. I graduated and moved on to college, but there was one thing that still bothered me through it all, and that was Rottenbacher. He'd been exactly right. Even though Stephanie had taken his solace, he'd never vanished in the way that she and the others did. But there was one thing that I do know, and that is to this very day. If you see Rottenbacher, he's still always wearing that red Nazi swastika armband. And there we go. That is called The Cell Phone Game. Like I said, the two stories that I read tonight are going to be down in the description. Hey, Mama T, I see you in there. I saw you come in, but, I was reading, didn't want to interrupt the spooky vibes to say hello. So we're going to go back to the haunted TikToks, and then we'll wrap this up. Oh, maybe we'll go watch a Life of Luxury video. That sounds like fun. Anyway, I'll be right back.
Okay, so am I tripping? Or Okay, so the noise is my turtle. And I'm home alone, right? But the reflection shows like that's me.
Great fucking purchase. Shit. God damn. You gotta come out. Oh, I got it. Come on. What the fuck? Oh, shit!
Security guards encounter something terrifying on their night shift.
Should probably unmute myself. So there's a channel that I got to know thanks to Lauren's Eastside called Life of Luxury. And as you can see, they got some spooky videos, which is funny as hell. And we can watch some just to kind of pad out into a little bit. And so let's do some. Something wrong with her roommate.
Dude, how could her parents just disappear like that?
Yeah, I don't even know who this guy in her house is. Hi, Mariah, right?
Hi, yeah. He keeps trying to get me alone with him, inviting me into his room. I'm alone and scared.
Spooky.
guys, before this video starts, please check out our Instagrams. Our usernames are right here. So please follow both of our accounts if you want to support us. Hello, Lux Army. Let's try to smash 100,000 likes to show how strong we are. So,
oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to... let's see. Let's open the link in a new tab. And we're going to go ahead and put this in the chats. All right, everybody can go see The Life of Luxury. They're pretty fun.
So for this episode, we received a report from a 19-year-old girl named Mariah. Now Mariah's upset because one night, her parents and all of their belongings just disappeared. And after this, a man appeared saying that he's her new roommate. Now when she tries asking her new roommate about her parents' disappearance, he just ignores her. And Mariah says that recently, her new roommate has been trying to get into her room at night. So today we're gonna head...
Okay, first of all, why would you not call the police? If your parents disappeared and this weird guy showed up and says he's your new roommate? Okay.
Out to Mariah's house and try to figure out what's going on with this strange man. Let's go.
I just don't understand why she didn't call the cops.
Dude, how could her parents just disappear like that?
Yeah, I don't even know who this guy in her house is.
Do you think he could be responsible for any of this?
I don't know, and I don't know what his intentions are, but we need to find out what's going on.
These videos are kind of fun. I definitely suggest going
Alright,
looking at Life of Luxury.
This is the place.
Yeah, this is it.
Okay. Alright, you ready?
I don't know, I'm kind of nervous.
Of course you are. Let's go.
Oh, damn. Come on, man.
Alright, let's knock.
Sir.
Hi. Mariah, right?
Hi, yeah.
Hi, nice to meet you. Parker. Life of Luxury. Okay, can we come in and talk for a little bit?
Sure.
Okay, alright.
Okay, I know that these are like produced or something, but it's just like, why would you call a random YouTube channel to come and investigate your strange roommate? Okay. And here's the thing you're going to notice in any of the videos that we look at today. You're going to notice that in every single one of them, the people will ask these two to come out to the house, and then when they get there, they're like all shocked and acting like they don't know who the fuck they are.
Please, it's a little interesting. Did you put all these sheets up?
No, my roommate did.
Okay, let's just sit down at the table. Okay.
She doesn't know the guy's name. She doesn't know what his name is. He's just the roommate.
Okay, Mariah, thank you for letting us sit down with you.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
So can you tell me what it is about your roommate that's bothering you?
He keeps trying to get me alone with him, inviting me into his room. I don't know why my parents left me with him. A lot of times he just says things that don't make any sense.
So you've never actually been alone with this guy yet, right?
Well, last night I locked my door, and I'm glad I did, because I heard him breathing outside my door, and he was turning the doorknob trying to get in.
You're always alone with him. If you're the only two people in the house, you're always alone with him.
And he keeps making food for me, and if I don't eat it, he gets really angry.
Why would he be doing something like that?
I don't know. So can you tell me more about your parents just disappearing?
Ooh, uh-oh.
Mariah, are you hungry?
No, I'm good.
I think she's okay.
Something's falling off his pants. Dude, are those worms?
I've also seen him collecting my toenail clippings and dental floss from the garbage.
Why?
I don't know. I just really miss my mom. I'm I'm alone and scared.
Okay, well, you don't need to worry about that now. We're gonna set up cameras.
Call the police.
Trying to figure out what this guy is up to. Okay? Can you show us the room that we'll be staying in?
Okay.
Okay,
Let's go.
Yo, watch those worms, dude.
Oh, I stepped in one.
This is it. I'll see you guys in the morning.
Okay, alright.
Okay.
Cool.
Bro, that guy seemed really weird. Are you sure you don't want to go talk to him?
Do you want to go talk to him?
No, not really.
Okay, then let's just go set up the cameras, okay?
Okay.
Oh, there's my dog.
Alright, we need to set up some cameras in this place. So have this
Hold
one here
on.
watch the hallway. Should be fine. Okay, so our roommate just went out back. We're gonna put the camera in his room really quickly. Yo, what's that?
I don't know.
I'm gonna put the camera right over here.
Okay. Yo, what are these? He's got like, I don't know what these are.
These look like teeth, bro. Whatever, just ignore it. Let's go.
Okay.
Put this camera in Mariah's room. Hi, Mariah, can we just put a camera in your room real quick?
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Okay, that's good. Alright, just don't worry. We're gonna go to bed. Everything should be fine. Nothing's gonna happen, alright? Okay, let's go.
Okay. Bro, I'm really freaking out about this. That girl wasn't even making any sense.
Bro, let's just go to sleep, okay?
Alright, let's go.
Oh yeah, we're only gonna watch a couple of the videos from here, Mama T, but I definitely suggest going and watching the entire. They don't have many videos like this, and I believe they also have another channel called like Lux Dark or something, where they quote unquote buy things from the dark web. But yeah, I definitely suggest go. They're campy, they're cheesy, they're stupid, but they are just funny as hell. That was creepy. See, but that's what makes these campy, cheesy fun. Because, you know, they're obviously fake. Woo! There it goes. All right, we're getting to the good shit. Like I turned away to put my dog on the bed and all hell breaks loose. He's just running around eating the cameras. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. What happened?
Yo, dude, wake up. You hear that? That's Mariah screaming, bro. Let's go.
That's not Mariah screaming. This is so fake.
It's in there! It's in there!
Yo, what the? Yo, what?
You?
What does that mean? Yo, whoa, what is this? A gate? Let us out! Stop! Let us out! Let us out! Stop! Open the gate!
It's just a dude in his underwear.
Yo, we're trapped in here. Bro, we cannot be trapped in here.
Dude, push the
Is this some
gate!
kind of setup or being targeted?
I don't know! I don't know how we're gonna get out of here!
Dude,
Push it!
It's on a track or something. Dude, I don't know what we're gonna do, bro.
Oh my god.
Kick the damn
Can we get
thing.
through the window?
Bro, we can't jump that far. We can't jump that far. Dude, our camera got knocked down.
You're worried about
Dude,
the
you
damn
said the
camera.
girl was in here.
We followed the sound of her voice. What are you talking about?
Bro, I just want to get out of here.
Yeah, obviously we want to get out of here.
Maybe we could get out through this vent.
How are you gonna fit through that vent, dude? Look at that.
At least I'm trying.
You're not trying anything. You can't get through that vent.
So what can we do?
We're just trapped, bro. We're like prisoners. I don't think we're gonna make it out of here.
I don't know what we're gonna do, dude.
Hey! Oh, no! Get out! What are those, maggots? Get out of here! Go! Out! No, don't eat that. Don't eat that. Bro, if we don't get out of here, we're dead. I'm gonna ram it.
Oh, such a pussy ram.
Let's go! Let's go!
Where'd that girl go?
I don't know, dude. Find the phone and call the police.
What happened to Mariah, dude?
I don't know.
What happened to her?
I don't know.
Drive faster!
I'm driving.
We made it home and called the police. We still aren't sure what happened to Mariah.
Thank you guys for watching this episode. Let's try to smash 100,000 likes for the next episode to be released.
It's just
Thank
a
you
dude
guys for
running around in his
1.7
underwear.
million subscribers. If you haven't already, make sure to smash that subscribe button and let's hit 1.8 million. The video's over now, so you don't need to keep watching, but here's some footage from our new channel, exclusively scary content, Luxury Dark. Click the link in the description to watch the full video and subscribe to Luxury Dark.
Let's go to Luxury Dark.
I love watching cartoons at night on my phone.
Chester, I can hear your phone.
This is one of the largest discovered eggs of the 20. This is one of the largest discovered eggs of the 21st century.
What do you think could have laid this thing?
Oh.
Look how big this thing is. There's gotta be something amazing inside. You gotta help me warm it up.
No, I'm not doing that.
What about the baby inside?
Oh, God.
Chester, what's wrong? Who is that?
An egg? Exclaim.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Luxury Dark. Let's smash 100,000 likes for more new episodes. So for this episode, Chester found an auction site on the dark web where you can bid on rare items. Now, I'm not really sure if the stuff on this site is worth anything, and I think it might be a scam, but tonight we're gonna sit down and check it out.
The egg hatches a grown man in a diaper.
Bro, what is this? I don't think the stuff on here is legit.
Dude, what are you talking about? Everything on here is rare. It could be worth a lot of money.
Okay, so let's look to see what's worth so much. Reading these items here, we have the world's sharpest knife, mystery car, mystery egg, 50 miles of tunnel under NYC, organic life-based watch, napkins, used, nail clippings, henna, 30 pounds rat hair, and the hurt stick.
Bro, click on that stick. It looks cool.
It's a stick. The description of the hurt stick says this.
Oh, Aaron, we're gonna at least watch at least one or two more of these videos. They're from a site called Luxury Dark. Life of Luxury and Luxury Dark. Life of Luxury is pinned. Let me get Luxury Dark. This is the Luxury Dark channel. But yeah, they just do these stupid very campy type of horror movies.
This stick was recovered in 803 BC and is a rare type of petrified wood found in the deepest forests of Yugoslavia. Prolonged exposure to this stick will cause unbearably painful headaches. Loss of bowel control is also reported by those who have been exposed.
Dude, let's bid on this.
Huh? No, you heard that. It's gonna make us sick.
Well, let's just bid like $1 or something.
I don't want this thing in my home.
Well, let's look at that egg. That looks pretty sweet.
How is that sweet?
Well, hold on. Dude, what kind of animal do you think laid this?
I don't know. Bro, it's probably not even real.
Well, then read what it says.
No.
Bro, come on.
No, why don't you read it? You can read, right? Alright, I'll read it. This is one of the largest discovered eggs of the 21st century.
You notice what he's not reading. The information that says, we are not responsible for any deaths or disembowelments resulting from our products.
The species contained is unknown, but if you place your ear against the shell, you will hear a heartbeat and it wiggling around in embryonic fluid. That sounds disgusting.
Bro, what do you think could have laid this thing? Do you think it's like some sort of bird, like a seagull?
Why are you so interested in this? This is garbage.
Or maybe like a whale?
A whale? Can we just like stop look? Hold on, the oven's beeping. I gotta go take the croissants out.
Bro, no. Wait, what are you doing?
What about the? Hey,
gonna...
hey, after this video, can we have an update on the croissants, please?
Brown, listen. If you're gonna bid on anything on this site, bid on the car, but no more than $300. In case it's a scam.
Alright, fine.
Kitty!
I don't really think this is worth much. I guess I'll bid this. To be honest, I'm a lot more drawn to something else here.
Oh god.
There's only 3 minutes left to bid. I know Parker probably won't like this, but I gotta bid. This is too big of an opportunity.
What? $15,000? No! He paid $15,000.
Okay, so it's been a while since we've been on that site, and I have good news. We didn't win the car, but we won the egg. I just got a text saying it was dropped off. Let's check it out. So I still haven't told Parker I bid on the egg, so I'm just gonna see it myself.
He always wears sunglasses. You guys will find on both of these.
Here we go.
There's his egg.
Whoa, this thing is huge. It's cold out. I gotta bring it inside.
Obviously styrofoam.
Okay, so I got the egg in. Look how beautiful this thing is.
It's beautiful.
Hey.
Looks just like an egg.
What do you got there?
There's nothing. Just stop.
Dude, that better not be what I think it is. Is that the egg from the site?
Bro, you don't understand.
Why would you possibly order this thing?
Bro, but look how big it is. There's gotta be something amazing inside.
There's
it's a grown
nothing
man in a
there.
diaper.
You got scammed. And how much did you bid on this?
Bro, not that much. Just help me find a way to keep it warm.
No, I didn't want to buy this in the first place. It's trash. Just leave it down here and we'll throw it out in the morning.
He's not going to leave it down there.
I need to make sure it's warm.
Of course they have like security cameras all over their damn house.
Alright, so it's been a bit since the egg arrived, and I just finished setting this up. As you can see, I put these lights up and tried to build a little nest for it. I'm still worried that this thing isn't warm enough.
Oh, Lord.
It's still cold from outside. If only I could get it warmer.
Bro, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, nothing, bro.
Yep, that's right. Skin-to-skin contact, very important.
Our basement. Wait, is that the egg? Why would you bring that down here?
Dude, you don't understand. Listen, this thing is freezing. You gotta help me warm it up.
No, I'm not doing that. Why are you so obsessed with this thing? Listen, I want all this stuff gone by the morning.
Bro, no, I can't do that. What about the baby inside?
Dude, this is just getting weird. Get rid of it.
Wait, don't leave. I need your help.
Aw, Chester just being mean. Chester's just being mean. He's just being mean to the egg.
Okay, so it's been a while since I checked on the egg, and I was about to go to sleep, but I started hearing this weird noise. Listen. I gotta check on this thing again.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What is that?
Ooh.
What the hell? I guess those noises must have came from somewhere else.
Yeah, they just came from somewhere else. You're right.
Wait, I have an idea.
Uh-oh. Oh shit. Not the mama.
I think Parker was right. We gotta find a different place for this thing. I think I'm gonna try to
Parker.
sleep now. I'll film the eggs some more in the morning.
Not the mama. Not the mama. We go to sleep. Mama! Mama! They always sleep with their cameras too. They got a messy ass house. Mama! Mama! Oh shit! Uh-oh. Oh! Oh! Uh-oh. Mama! Look at that! You sweet little baby! It's so cute! Look at that sweet little baby! Oh, it's so adorable. Don't you want to pick it up and cuddle it? Uh-oh. It's gonna go get Mama. Uh-oh. Look at that. It comes look at that. It comes complete with a look at that adorable baby. It's so cute. He's so cute. Look at it, so adorable. And look, it even comes complete with a diaper. What other baby do you know that hatches complete with a diaper? Don't have to clean up any messes. Oh, look at him. He's going to find his mama. Oh, he found his mama.
Okay, so it's extremely late right now. I've been trying to sleep, but I can't stop thinking about that egg Chester brought in. I feel like I have to check on it.
Oh. He's gonna find out that it hatched. Parker, this is... See, but the baby's not looking for his daddy, he's looking for his mama. Oh, look, he's in bed with his mama.
Yo, what? Did something come out?
Oh yeah, something came out. He just wants his mama. Ew, gross. Woo! He always sleeps with his fucking glasses. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Parker?
Nope. It's baby.
Why is Chester screaming?
What do you want?
Hey, Blondie. You're just joining us. We finished up our creepypastas and the TikTok compilations, and now we're watching a channel called Luxury Dark, and they do these cheesy, campy sort of horror movie type things, like this one right here. And mostly it's themed around them buying stupid shit from the dark web.
Get away!
He just wants his mama!
Chester, what's wrong?
He just wants his
Who
mama!
is that? Did he come out of the egg?
I don't know.
Dude, I don't want him in the house.
What do you want me to do?
We gotta get rid of him.
What's he doing?
He went over here.
It dropped his It dropped his underwear on his face. That was a naked old man.
Bro, what?
What happened? Is he okay?
I think so, Blondie.
Bro, was that old man inside of the egg this whole time?
Well, dude, we should go check on him. That was a big jump. He could be hurt.
Bro, no. Why would we do that?
We have to. He thinks I'm his mom.
Listen, I'm gonna lock the doors. If you go after that guy, I'm not gonna let you back in.
Bro, please. Let's find him.
Aww. Chester's all sad. He lost his baby. See, we locked our doors and checked our yard to make sure the old man was gone. Chester has been waiting outside for him to come back every day since. Of course, Chester.
Thank you guys for watching this episode. That was disturbing, and I was right about that site being a scam.
Bro, no, it wasn't.
Remember, let's hit 100,000 likes for the next Luxury Dark episode to be released. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time on Luxury Dark.
I'm gonna leave my like, because I want them to release another episode. Let's see. Oh, this one's good. Something's off about her little brother.
Your little brother was in some type of accident?
He's always hungry. You don't know what I have to do to feed him.
He was buried in a hole, and it looked like a person. What's he doing?
Bro, I went into Billy's room earlier. He was literally chained to the wall like an animal. Do you know how disgusting that is?
Oh! Hey, look! Hot girls! Hot girls are waiting here. That's lovely. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Wake up. You hear that?
It's Ronnie!
Well, it turns out, guys, that even with just 3 viewers, I still somehow get the sex bots.
Hello, Lux Army. First off, thank you so much
Hashtag
for
Lux
6
Army.
million subs. It's clear you guys love these videos, so smash that subscribe button if you want more, and let's hit 100,000 likes for the next episode to be released. So for this episode, we received an email from a girl named Debbie who lives with her 2 brothers. Debbie says that recently, her little brother Billy was in an accident that has caused horrific changes to his body and physical appearance. She's also worried that her older brother, Ronnie, isn't giving her younger brother enough food because he's always hungry. Debbie also says she's too afraid to be left alone with her younger brother because he drools and stares at her. She sent us this video of her little brother for proof.
Who's there?
Now, Debbie says that she's too afraid to spend another night in that house alone, so tonight we're gonna drive to her house and set up cameras. But first, a quick word from our sponsor.
Milk. Cereal.
Wait, dude, what are you doing?
Nothing. I've been bored lately, so I'm taking a cereal bath. Alone.
Well, you should stop doing that nonsense and play Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends? What's
Raid
that?
Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends is one of the biggest mobile games right now that everyone is playing. In this game,
Raid
you literally
Shadow
save
Legends.
the world by slaying bosses, exploring dungeons, and fighting against millions of real people. There's over 600 total champions in this game.
You
and
know your
bosses,
channel has
including my
made it
personal favorite,
whenever
Hellraiser
you
the
get to
Dragon.
sponsor
You better watch
Raid
out for his
Shadow
breath
Legends.
attack because he'll burn you alive and eat you. Make sure you bring heavy hitter champions to rip away huge amounts of his health.
Whoa! I love Raid Shadow Legends! I can't stop playing!
Hey, why'd you start without me?
Bro, who's this guy? I thought you were alone. And this month, Raid's releasing Forge Pass Season 3 with a new limited
To be honest, I
edition
think it'd be kind of fun
artifact
taking
set,
cereal
along with
bath.
some awesome new champion skins for Madame Ceres. Also, everyone's favorite champion Death Knight is becoming a legendary champion.
That sounds so fun!
If you click the first link in the description
Making a
and
big-ass
download
mess.
Raid Shadow Legends right now, you'll get unique bonuses like a free epic champion Vergis, 200k silver, energy refills, XP boosts, and more. Click the first link in the description to download Raid Shadow Legends or scan the QR code.
Dude, there's no reason to be going here. Why do you want to get between this girl and her brothers?
I'm sorry, but as funny as that was, nothing tops the internet historians Raid Shadow Legends commercials. I don't care what they are. His little sponsorship clips, they are so hilarious.
That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm worried for these kids. Debbie says her older brother might not be taking care of them.
But you don't know anything about the situation. Her older brother might be doing the best he can, and he probably won't like us coming to his house.
Listen, from what Debbie said in that email, there's something sick going on in that house. And if her older brother's not making sure these kids are okay, then we have to.
Bro, but that's not our business.
Dude, Debbie's probably scared out of her mind right now. We need to
I'm
get
with
there
Chester
before
on this
something
one.
bad happens.
Whatever.
I'm with Chester on this one. We should be calling like CPS or something.
Your destination is on the right.
Okay, we're here to pull over.
Alright, dude.
Alright, it's confirmed. They use Google Maps. No wonder they're out in the middle of nowhere.
Dude, this place looks abandoned.
What the hell?
Whatever. Let's go see if she's here.
Okay.
That's what happens when you follow Google Maps. That's why I don't use it.
Okay, I'm gonna knock.
Alright.
Ain't nobody home.
Dude, she's not answering. Where is she?
I don't know. Should I knock again?
Maybe, but... Dude! Bro, who the hell is that?
What?
What's he doing? Dude, he's tracking something. Dude, he's coming over here.
Huh?
What the hell are you two doing?
Hi. I'm Parker. This is my friend Chester. We're here for Debbie. Do you know her?
Yeah, I know Debbie. She's my sister. What's with the camera?
Stop it!
Yeah, so we're actually supposed to film something with her tonight. Is she home?
So you're filming me? And you've been filming me? You filming me back there?
I don't know. Could we come in and ask Debbie some questions?
You can ask me.
Okay.
Oh, damn. This guy's got some targeted individual. He's got some targeted individual vibes going on.
Okay, thank you for letting us sit down with you. I'm sorry, what's your name?
Ronnie.
Oh.
Ronnie, right. I'm assuming you're Debbie's older brother?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's nice to finally learn your name. I gotta say, this is a little weird because we were expecting to talk to your sister.
Look, I already told you. Anything you were gonna ask her, you can ask me.
So what's causing her to be so sick that she can't come out?
'Cause she didn't listen to me.
Uh-oh.
She was getting involved in situations she shouldn't have.
Uh-oh.
What does that mean?
Ronnie, do you think you could explain that more?
No.
Alright, well, your sister Debbie mentioned to us that your little brother was in some type of accident. What can you tell us about that?
Huh? No. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Yeah, but in the email she sent us, she said that you might be mistreating your little brother and not caring for him or feeding him.
Listen, he is well cared for and well fed. He's fine.
That's a face you can trust right there.
That's enough. I feel like I'm being interrogated here. I'm
That's
done
'cause you
with
are.
these questions. You guys need to go.
Listen, I don't want to interrogate you, and I don't want to offend you. We just heard some things from Debbie, and I don't feel comfortable leaving here without checking on your little brother and making sure he's okay.
You just want to make sure my brother's okay?
Yes?
Alright, fine. You guys want to see my little brother? But after that, you gotta leave!
Okay, yeah, that'd be great. Can we go see him now?
Yeah? Okay. Come on. Let's go see him.
Okay, yeah.
That guy's more creepy than the little brother.
What's wrong with him?
Why do they always come so late at
This kid's been
night?
through a lot lately. You don't want to do anything that might excite him.
Okay.
What's he mean?
Billy. Are
Billy.
you there?
That guy's more creepy
Billy,
than
there's
what it's
some
supposed to
nice
be
people
creepy.
here who want to see you. I'm gonna open the door.
Holy shit.
Hi, are you Billy? My name's Parker. I'm friends with your sister
Woohoo.
Debbie. We just want to make sure you're okay. Is your brother taking good care of you? You need to tell us if you want us to help you. Is your brother giving you enough food?
Enough! I don't want to talk to him anymore. Get him too excited.
Look, he seemed to respond when I asked him about food. Are you feeding him?
He's fine. He's getting enough food. That's it. You saw him. You know the deal. You guys gotta go. Come on.
No, wait. Listen, I know that was the deal, but it's really late and we drove all the way here. Do you think it's possible that we stay the night?
You just want to stay the night?
Yes,
That's
just
fucking
one
creepy.
night, please. We're too tired to drive home now.
I have some things to finish outside. I don't want you bothering me or snooping around. Understand?
Yeah, you can go back outside. We're probably just gonna go to bed.
You do not open this door again. You hear me?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I hear you.
They're gonna do it anyway.
When the sun rises, you guys are out!
Dude, why are you trying to stay in this place? Does this guy not seem dangerous to you?
He seems off, and I saw his little brother. I don't think he's taking care of him at all.
But we should be worried about taking care of ourselves. What was that guy dragging outside earlier?
I don't know, but I'm concerned about what's happening in this house. And we still need to talk to Debbie. She's the one who sent us the email.
Dude, no! We gotta go! This guy's nuts!
Come on, we gotta talk to Debbie. Follow me.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna knock on her door.
Alright.
Well, I hope they have permission
Abby?
to film in that house.
Dude, she's not saying anything.
Okay, I'm just gonna open it.
No, wait. What are you doing?
She's not there.
She's not in here.
Well, where could she be?
What the hell? Alright, well, in case she comes back, I'm gonna set up a camera.
Okay. Wait, what is that?
Ew.
Dude, there's a sock here.
Ew. Gross. Snotty sock.
Ew.
Bro, don't be snooping around too much.
Okay. What's this? Notebook? What?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Chester, what are you doing there?
Hold on.
Oh, shit. Uh-oh.
Chester! I just set up the camera. I want to set up more around the house.
But dude, look at these pictures. I think something messed up happened to this girl.
Dude, those are just drawings. Kids draw weird stuff all the time. Let's just focus on collecting actual footage, okay? I'm gonna go set up more cameras.
Actual footage.
Bro, wait. You gotta see this. Dude. There's something else I want to go check.
These guys are always getting into so
Okay,
much trouble.
so I'm putting some cameras down around this house.
Those are
Okay,
interesting
so
little
I just
cameras.
placed a few cameras. Now I want to put one in Billy's room. Billy?
I want to see what this guy's doing outside.
Chester, you're gonna get in trouble!
There he is.
It's probably Debbie.
What's he doing?
Uh-oh.
Okay, so he's not answering. We're just gonna open it.
Okay, so I think this guy's done shoveling. What's inside there?
Probably Debbie.
Why are you chained? What do you want? Huh?
Uh-oh. Parker's gonna release him.
Chester, give me that! Give me that right now! Give me that now! What's going on?
Stop it! Be camera!
Be a camera! Right now! Give me!
Stop it!
Hey! Hey! Stop! What's going on?
You're attacking me!
What's going on? This kid's looking at places he shouldn't be. Give me the camera.
Hey, listen, I'm sorry. He shouldn't have been recording you.
Oh yeah, no shit. Now both of you get the hell out of my house.
Listen, Ronnie, please.
We really want to spend the night. Chester will delete whatever he just recorded. Chester, delete the footage.
Dude, really?
Yes, really. Chester, delete it.
Okay.
Okay, I deleted the footage.
Okay, he deleted it. Ronnie, please.
The footage is gone. It's really late. If you'll let it stay, me and Chester will just go to sleep.
Is that okay?
Dude, he attacked me.
You didn't go in this room again, right?
No. I didn't.
The door was just conveniently left open.
Dude, this guy's dangerous. He attacked me.
Well, why were you recording him outside?
I don't know. Well, why did you leave the door open to Billy's room?
It was a mistake. I got all the cameras set up. Let's just go to our room and go to sleep. Come on.
Okay.
We'll finish this up and then we'll wrap the stream up. Although I think I'm the only one in here. Yep.
Dude, I told you. He was burrowing in the hole, and it looked like a person. How are you not concerned?
What? I'm very concerned right now. I don't think this guy is treating his brother well at all.
Dude, forget about his little brother. I'm telling you, Ronnie's dangerous. We need to leave this place.
Bro, I went into Billy's room earlier. He was literally chained to the wall like an animal. Do you know how disgusting that is?
Yeah, so why would you want to stay around this guy?
Because we know he's been doing something messed up. We gotta stay here. We actually have a chance to help someone.
But bro, this place looks like trash. I don't want to sleep here.
Dude, these people invited you into their home. You're a guest. You shouldn't say stuff like that.
What?
I'm going to sleep.
Bro, no, come on.
And they're gonna go to sleep.
Good night.
They're stupid. Uh-oh, here we go. Time for the scary shit. Y'all ready for the spoopies? Y'all that are watching on replay, because I don't have anybody watching on live. Oh, God. That's what I love about this channel. It's just so fucking campy. It's so stupid. Uh-oh, there goes Ronnie. What's Ronnie gonna do? Oh, Ronnie's gonna go to Billy's room. Nope, he's gonna go to Chester and Parker's room. Oh shit! Billy's mad.
What? What is it now? No! This is all the food you get! You know why I cannot change it. She was your sister!
Uh-oh.
Now look what you did.
Uh-oh. 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 Who's ready for the spoopies? Just ready for the spoopies? Comes the spoopies. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Debbie. Now he's gonna eat Ronnie. Drop my chocolate. What? Oh shit! Turned full spiders. What? What? No, you talk to your mama. It's 6 o'clock. I'm gonna feed her in just a minute as soon as I get done with this video. Okay. I'm fixing the balls for tomorrow.
Dude, wake up. You hear that?
Dude, what is that?
I don't know.
We gotta see what that is.
Alright guys, sorry. You guys know Mama's dog. She pops in whenever she wants. Gave me chocolate though, so it's a good thing.
It's Ronnie!
What? Guys, help!
What's going on?
Oh!
No, we gotta go.
Please help!
What's happening?
Oh!
Billy's got it, bro! He's got it!
Billy just ate him.
What?
Billy just ate him.
Come on, bro!
Oh, I love these videos so much.
Dude, what was that? He sucked up his leg like spaghetti. I don't know. Do you think that's what happened to Debbie?
Probably. What the hell happened to that kid?
I don't know. Let's just find a car. Come on.
Okay.
Slurp it up like spaghetti. We went home and immediately started researching to see if we could find what happened to Debbie. We couldn't find her other family members, but we found her school's phone number. She hasn't been in school in 3 weeks. Ooh.
Thank you guys for watching this video. Let's try to smash 100,000 likes for the next episode to be released. And thank you so much for 6 million subs. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button.
Alright guys, so that's going to be it. I'm going to go ahead and hit that thumbs up because I like it. That's going to be it for me tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Little spooky Monday. And I'll be back with other stuff later on. Whenever I decide to stream, you know I am. So you guys have fun tonight. Remember guys, stay spooky.